Last week we designed the inner page of a brochure, and this week we want to design the front page. And what you see here will be done with Microsoft Word.
When you put words to a page, balance a budget, or share your latest idea, Office is at the center of your work. Whether you're a pro or brand new, knowing the basics helps bring your work to the next level. With the latest version of Office, Tell Me lets you ask for help in your own words. Just type what you want. You can use Smart Art to share your ideas visually, templates to give your documents a professional look, and charts, styles, and themes to help your pages stand out. When you're ready, you can collaborate on a document at the same time with others. Share feedback in comments and keep track of changes while you work together to turn that drab budget into a world-class report. When you're finished, store and share your files with OneDrive so you can get to them from anywhere. Explore the video courses at office.com/training and push your confidence in Office to new heights by getting back to basics.
All right, good morning. How are you all doing? All right, so I welcome you back to our training on Microsoft Word. Last week we designed the inner page of a brochure, and this week we want to design the front page. And all of this, what you see here, will be done with Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a general purpose application. It can be used for so many things, for creating so many documents. You can create letters, business documents, legal documents. You can create brochures. You can create so many things with Microsoft Word. All right, so today we will look at the front cover of the brochure, and we are going to design with Microsoft Word. So without wasting much time, let me just open to Microsoft Word. Blank document. All right, so this is Microsoft Word, and we are going to use this to do our design. I want us to work together, so whatever I'm doing, I want you to do the same. So the first thing we will do is to set up the layout. When you look at this work, first of all, you can see that it has a background color, and the image you see here, you see that it actually fills the entire paper. There is no space around the image. So I think we have to do some layouts, and you can also see that there are 3 columns. So we have to do that layout. Now, when we come to Microsoft Word, you can click on the Layout tab, and the kind of layout we'll be working with will be margins, orientations, size, and columns. Let's start with the margins. Let's click on the margins and set our margins to the narrow margin here. So let's click on this, and what will happen is that it will reset our margins. So I could see that the ruler has gone back and everything has been reset this way. I think this is what I want to do. The next thing I will set will be the orientation. The orientation is simply talking about how the paper is turned. So we have the portrait, and portrait is vertical. We have landscape, that is horizontal. So I'll choose landscape because of the kind of work I'm doing. So this is landscape, and I think it's fine. The next thing I will do is to come here and set the size. Now the size here, I want to make sure I'm working with A4. When I click on size, I see that it is letter that is selected. I want to come down and look for A4 and when I find A4, I'll click on A4. So I have selected the size to be A4. The next setting I'll do will be the columns. So I'll come here, click on columns, and I'm going to choose a 3 columns. I'll choose that, and I have 3 columns. The next thing I want to be sure I have done right is to set the column space. So the space given to me here as a column space, I'm going to set it. So let me go to the column section again, move down to more columns. Please, are you following? Good. So I click on more columns, and I see the columns dialog box. I'll come down here to spacing, and I will change the spacing here to 0.76, and I will click OK. So I have set the spacing to 0.76, and I think I'm fine with it. Please, which one?
Here is in centimeters.
Yours is centimeters. Okay. All right. Mine is, I'm working with inches. So you are working with centimeters. I think it is even easier to work with centimeters than inches. So what we'll do is that for the sake of this work, let's change the unit to inches. When we finish, next time we'll set it to centimeters. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is to change my unit of measure to centimeters, because when you look here under margins, you can see that the one we selected here is saying 0.5 inches. This is a symbol for inches. When you come to the columns and the column space under more columns, you can see that the spacing is 0.76 inches. Alright, so let me show you where you can set yours. If yours is in centimeters, just click on File and come down here until you see Options. Click on Options. Under Options, click on Advanced. Scroll down, and you are going to find Show Measurements in Units of, and mine is in inches. I want to work with inches. If yours is in centimeters, change it back to inches. So you can change your measurement to inches here. Come down and click OK. Alright. So we are set with our initial layout settings. The next thing we will do is to set our background color. When you check this, work, you can see that we have a cyan background color. So let's apply the same color. You can apply the color in the Design tab, move to the far right and look for Page Color. When you find it, click on it, scroll down and look for this cyan. This is the color we are using. It's called light blue. It is cyan color. So you click on it and your document gets a background color. Alright, so right now what I want to do is to set the columns to 3 equal parts. Alright, to do that I'm going to use a simple trick. Watch what I will do. First of all, I want to clear the margin space we have here. So to do that, I will come here and this indent here, I'll click on it and move it forward a little so that I get a chance to hold the margin line. When I get the margin line, I'll push it till it disappears. Then I will bring the anchor back to where it's supposed to be, over here. Then I'll move to the far right and also drag this margin line till it disappears or it gets to the last spot like this. This is the first thing I will do. So we are clearing just the left and the right margins. So make sure you clear all of them completely. Left and right margins, clear them completely. After setting the left and right margins, the next thing we will do is to clear the spacing here. Click on the layout tab and come to columns. Click on columns and scroll down till you get to more columns. When you click on more columns, you are going to see the columns dialog box. Once you see the columns dialog box, I want you to come to spacing here and clear spacing to 0. Once you get 0, you click OK, and the spacing has been cleared and everything looks exactly as we want it. Now watch what I'll do next. To separate the page into 3 equal parts, I'm going to use a line to indicate the separations. So to do that, let me zoom in a little and move to the Insert tab. Click on Shapes and select Line. I'll click on Line and I will come here, locate this particular indent where I see the separation, and immediately I get onto the body of the page, I will start drawing a line. Now to get a very straight line, you have to hold the Shift key on the keyboard. When you hold the Shift key, it will lock the line to become a straight line. If you don't hold the Shift, the line will be dangling like this, and you try to make it straight, but it may not be straight. What we want is to get a very straight line. So hold the Shift and it will lock it and keep drawing. Even if you are not able to draw to the end, release the mouse first before releasing Shift, and you can scroll down. You can get to halfway and come here, hold it again, continue drawing, press and hold Shift to lock it in place, and keep on drawing till you get to the end. Make sure it touches or even crosses the bottom line. Remember to release the mouse first before releasing Shift. Alright, now I'll come and check the top part here and make sure that the line crosses the top line. So I'll use my up arrow key to move the line up a little bit till it crosses the line like this. I think I'm okay. It looks perfect. What I want to do now is to give a color to the line. So this is what I'm going to do. We'll select the line. Make sure you click on the shape format here. Then you come to shape outline. Click on the shape outline and pick a color. I think I'm going to go with a color like this. This one here. I think it's fine. Now I need to draw another line here, and I need exactly the same thing. So I can duplicate this line and bring a copy here. To do that, I'll move my mouse pointer on the line like this until it turns to this. Hold Ctrl key and drag it and place it here. So I can see that I have another copy. Let me zoom in and check, make sure it is in line. If I see that it's not in line, I'll use my right arrow key to move it into line, and I think it's in line now. If you check the top and it is not touching the edge here, you can use the up and down arrow keys to fix that. Alright, so now that I've set the lines, let me reset my margins. To reset my margins, I'm going to select the layout, move to margins and select narrow. Alright, then I'm going to work on the column spacing as well. So I'll go to columns, click on more columns, and reset my spacing back to 0.76 and click OK. Now after doing this, I'm just realizing that the line has shifted. So what I need to do is to make sure that the line is in the middle here exactly. So I'll just click on it and use my left arrow key to move it. Move it till it gets to the middle. Just make sure it's in the middle. I can just gauge it and make sure it is there. I'll do same to this one. Use my left arrow key to move the line and make sure I position it right in the middle. In the middle of the spacing here. So the spacing we have here, I want to make sure this line is exactly in the middle. Alright. Now, this is what we are trying to design. And this is where we are now. The next thing we will do is to introduce the photo and work on the photo. So I'll go to the Insert tab, click on Pictures, insert picture from this device. I'll locate the picture wherever it is saved. I found the picture. I'll click on Insert. Alright, so this is a picture we are going to use to do that amazing design. First of all, I'm going to change the property of the picture to in front of text. If I don't do that, moving the picture will be difficult. Watch this. I tried dragging the picture and it's not dragging. So for me to be able to have total control over the picture, I will make sure the picture format is selected. I will come to wrap text and I'll select in front of text. Once I select this, the picture can now be moved anywhere, placed anywhere without any problem. Alright, so what I'm going to do is to position it here first of all. And let me check the original work, our reference work. And you can see that the photo is cropped into the hair like this. So I'm going to gauge the exact spot. And I will come here and crop mine the same way. Let me zoom in a little. Click on the photo. Make sure I'm on the picture format. And I'll move to the far right and click on crop. Once you click on crop, you'll see the crop handles around the photo. I'm going to use the middle one here to do the cropping. I will crop like this till I get to exactly where I think it should be. Okay, fine. When I'm done, I can click outside to deselect the crop. Now I'm going to check and make sure I've done the right thing. Let me check and see. Just compare the two, and I think I've done it right. Now over here I can see that it is also cropped somewhere on the shoulder, just a few inches from the shoulder. So what I'll do is that I'll come here and target the same thing. So I'll go back to crop, make sure I'm on the picture format tab, move to the far right, click on crop. And what I'll do is that I will drag this particular handle and place it somewhere. Alright, so now you can just click outside the photo and you have something like this. Now what I will do is to place the picture somewhere here on the line. Let me make sure I place it on the line, exactly on the line. I can use my arrow keys if my mouse is not doing a great job. I'll use an arrow key and just move it left. I'm on the line now. Check the top and see that the top is also on the line. Okay, beautiful. The next thing is to resize the photo. So I'm going to use this particular handle to do the resizing. So I'm going to just resize it and make it larger. So I'll just drag it till it gets to the bottom here, all the way till it touches the bottom line of the frame. Let me check the top. it touches the top, and now this is what I have. So right now this is what I have, and I think I need to do some small adjustments. I will take my crop tool and I'm going to crop this section a little bit more, and click on the crop again and move the photo to the left, and make sure I review this portion a little. And if it's okay for me, I think it's okay for me right now. So what I'll do is that I will open the cropping. Remember, when you use a crop, you don't destroy the image. Even if you cut into it, you can restore it. So I'll go back to the crop and I will use the handle to bring it backwards, make sure it touches the line, and I have restored it. Just make sure it's on the line exactly. So now you click on crop again or click outside and you have this beautifully done. And the next thing I will do is to come here and get these write-ups on the photo. To do that, I'm going to come here and I'm going to type the first message. I'm going to type the name of the company, and I'll use a text box. So I'll go to insert, I'll pick a text box from here and make sure I select draw text box. Then I will draw a text box somewhere here, and the text box I'll type BCL. This BCL, I'll highlight it, come to the home tab, I'll change the font to Arial Black, increase the font size till the size of BCL is okay for me. Let me compare this. Let me see if I can make it bolder. Okay, let's see if this will work. Now I need to color the text in cyan, so I'll come here, choose a cyan color. What I want to do is to remove the fill color, the white fill color, and the outline color. So I will come to the edge of this box here, and I'm going to right click and I'll select format shape. Once I select format shape, I can see fill and line. That's exactly what I want. I'll click on fill and select no fill, drop down the line and select no line. This is exactly what I want. I close this and I have BCL. This BCL, I can compare it to this, and alright, I think I got it. Okay, so I can see some reflection on this particular one in the background. So I'm going to apply reflection. I'll go to the shape format and I will come here. I'll click on the text effect, click on reflection and select the first one. I can see some reflection now. Right now I want to adjust the reflection. It appears too loud. So I'll click here and go to reflection again, and I'll select reflection options. Under reflection options, I'm going to increase the transparency to something like, let's see, 80%. 80. So I can just type 80 here, and okay, this is okay. This is exactly what I want. All right, right now I need to type the institute. This institute, I'm going to use a text box as well, and I'll pick a text box here and select draw text box. I'll draw a text box right under this BCL like this, and I will type in caps institute. Then I will click on the box. I'll go to shape fill over here. Shape fill here. I can work on it here, or I can right click on the box and select format shape, and I have it right here. So under the fill, I'll select solid and I'll choose a color from here. I'm going to choose a cyan we've been using. When it comes to outline, I don't need any line, so I'll leave it this way. Then the text in the middle, I'll highlight it, come to the home tab, select the font Arial Black, increase the size. I think there's some paragraph spacing on the text. I'll come here and remove space after paragraph. Alright, then increase the size again. Let me check. I think it's okay. Just that the height of this institute should be increased a little bit. And let me zoom in and make sure everything is in line. So this has to be in line here, perfectly in line. Over here, this has to be perfectly in line. Let me click outside and check. This is not yet perfect. Let me check this side. Okay, this is also not perfect. I'll click on this, use my left arrow key, move it one step left. The right side is okay, but the left side is not. I'll click on it. Let me zoom in a little and move it a little bit to the left. Let me check. It looks perfect. Perfect. Now let me highlight the text institute and just give it color white. And I think I have the institute. Now let me highlight the whole thing and center it, and I think it's beginning to look like what we want. I think the height of this box should be increased a little bit, just a little bit, and it's coming together. Alright, so let's continue. Right now we want to type this here, making Africa better. I'm going to write it somewhere here, and before I do that, I'm going to position this institute very well, and watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight the two. I'll click on this box, it's already selected. I'll hold shift and click on this one as well, so all the two are selected. I'll move to any of the handles, right click, I'll select group and select group. After doing this, the two have joined together as one unit. So when I move one, they all move. So this is what the grouping did. All right, let me check the original again and make sure I position it exactly where it's supposed to be. All right, so the original starts from here, somewhere here, so somewhere there. All right, so now let's create the Making Africa Better. To do that, I'll go to Insert, and as usual, I'll pick a text box. I'll come down here and select Draw Text Box. I'll come here and I'm going to draw a text box here, and I'm going to type in Making Africa Better. Then I'm going to apply the styling to it. The first thing to do is to highlight the text, go to the Home tab and select the font I will use. I think I'm going to use this font here. It is called Brush Script. So I'll click on Brush Script Empty. It's called Brush Script Empty. I'll select it. Then I'll increase the font size. I'll make it bold. Position it well. Give it the color. cyan. Let me check. It's not supposed to be bold. I'll remove the bold. This is okay. Now I'm going to remove the fill and the outline. I'll right click and select format shape. Under fill, I'll say no fill, and the outline, I'll select no outline. So I think I've got it. So simple, right? Let me check the position and make sure it's okay. It's not too bad, but I think it should move up a little bit. Now I want to group it to the rest here, so I'll hold shift and click on them. Right click on any of the handles, go to group and select group. Now when I move, all the three moves together as one unit. I think this is beautiful. All right, the last thing is to put the website here with this background over here. Now watch what I'm going to do. I can still use a text box. I'll come here, pick a text box, and I'll select draw text box. I'll come here and draw my own text box down here, starting from here. Make sure I'm on the line, and I draw till I get to the end of the line, and I cover the entire space like this. So the website, I'll type it in www.bclinstitute.com. all right, now I'm going to highlight the text, make it bold, increase the font size to something like this, 18. Let me check. 18 should be okay. Give it color white. I go to the home tab, select the text color, make it white. Now that the text color is white, I want to change the fill color. So this fill color, I right click anywhere on the lines, click on format shape, and a solid fill, I'm going to choose a color, and I'll choose the cyan we've been working with. Let me check if that is it. That is it, but I think I'm seeing that this one is transparent. I can see through it, so I need to set this one also transparent. Before I do that, I want to position this text exactly in the middle of this particular box. So to do that, I'm going to center the text. I'm going to remove any paragraph spacing, and I'll come to align text here. I'll select middle, and beautiful, it's in the middle. Let me check with the original. I'm on course. Now when I check the original, I'm noticing something. I'm noticing that the whole website here is spacious. The letters are spacious, but when I look in here, mine looks close together. So how am I going to solve this? I'll go to the home tab. Under the font group, I'm going to click on this particular button here. I'll click on it, and it's going to launch the font dialog box. So under the font dialog box, I will come to advanced, and under spacing, I can see spacing here. I'll change spacing to expanded. Here's 1 point. I will change the 1 point to, let me try 3. So I'll put 3 there, and I'll click OK. All right, so this is what I got, and it's getting closer. Let me check if it's okay. It's too much. Okay, so I think it is too much. So let me go back there, fonts, and the spacing, let me change it to 2. So I'll change it to 2 and click OK. I think it's fine now. It is fine now. So now we will set our background to be transparent. To do that, I will right click on any of the handles, select format shape, and I can see transparency right here. So this transparency, I'll set it to 50%, and I'll check the outline, the line, and I'll make sure I have no line. Let me check what I have, and voila, I think I've done it. I think the height should be adjusted a little bit. So let me adjust the height a little bit, just like the original. Let me check the original. Okay, let me check the original again. Okay, and I think all of these together as one unit, all of these, make sure you select the whole thing as one, should come down a little bit. So I'm using the down arrow key to move it downwards, and I want to make sure it is well placed. Let me click outside, look at it well, come here. I think you should go up a little bit. Make sure you select it as one unit. Click outside, check it well, come here, and I think I'm okay with it. What do you think? It's beautiful. Wow. So now we are done with one of the columns. Now someone will ask, why didn't you design the first column here or the second, but you designed the third? Remember, the project we are working on right now is the back cover or the cover of the brochure. If you check the work we did last week, we designed the inner part of the brochure. This is the inner part and this is the outer part. And this brochure is going to be folded in 3 folds. This is a 3-folded brochure. Now, if you have worked with a 3-folded brochure before, you will know that the right side is what will appear as the front cover after the brochure is folded. That is why we are designing the right first, because the right side here is the main front cover. First of all, the far left side will be flipped from this spine on top of the middle one. Then the right one will be flipped on top of that, and this is going to appear as a front cover. And guess what? This part is going to be the very back cover. This will be the back cover, this will be the very front cover, and this will be an inner cover. What is here will be an inner cover, and then the inner section at the back of the paper will also be this printing. This will be printed in the inner section, so when they are folded together, you'll see that everything appears beautifully. All right, so to design the rest, I think my work is going to be a little easier. Let me highlight everything here and just copy the text. I'm copying the text, right click, copy, and I'll come here and I'll just paste the text. I'm not going to paste the formatting. I want to paste the text and do my own formatting. I'll click on paste and I'll select keep text only. So I'll paste and I'll see that the text has appeared. I have my text. Now something has moved here. I don't understand. It's a mistake. Let me undo. So let this go. Let me check what happened. And I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to select this, hold shift, select the group here, hold shift, select the picture. Now I've selected all 3. I'll right click anywhere on the picture, go to group, and now group. So I've done a very giant grouping to the extent that when you move, try moving the picture, you move the entire work. Undo. You understand? All right, so now let me go ahead and paste the text. I will click on paste text only, and all right, so it worked. All right, so what we'll do is that I'm not going to copy and paste the whole thing. I'm going to type the title, then I'll copy the details. So it says we did it. I'll come here and type yes, we did. We did it. I'll highlight it and make sure you highlight only that. If something else is highlighted, clear it increase the font size. I think the font is not this one, Calibri. The font should be Arial. Reduce, I think it's fine. Give it color white, and we have done it. Now let me click here and press back enter. Okay, good. Now that I've pressed enter, I'll click on normal, and the text will go back to normal. Alright, so now I can do my pasting. I'll go back here, highlight all the text from here, let's try again. Highlight all the text from here like this. Beautiful. Right click on any of them, copy, come here. This is where my cursor is. Have you seen my text cursor blinking? Beautiful. I'll click on paste, click on the arrow and select keep text only. Alright, so see what has happened. It's looking much better than before. Alright, so when I look at the text here and I compare this to the original, I can see that this is properly arranged, but the text I have here is broken. So I'm going to fix that by pressing backspace here and space, here backspace space, over here backspace space, over here backspace space, 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 backspace space, backspace space, here backspace space, backspace space, and here I'm actually going to press enter here. So now this is how the text is appearing. What I will do is that I'm going to highlight the whole thing, and I will change the color to white, select the justify to justify it, and so it is justified like this. Let me check this again. I think we need some spacing here and spacing here. So I will click here and press enter. Click here and press enter. Highlight this and make it bold. This is what I have. Now this website here, when I check here, I can see that it looks like a link. It's actually a link. To make it a link, this is what I'll do. I'll just click here where the .com ends. I'll just click here where the .com ends, and I'll press enter once. It will turn into a link. Then I will highlight it, make it bold and italics like I see in the original one. Now the space I see here, I see two lines here. I'll come to the down one and press backspace to restore or move the text up a little bit. Now there's another link. To do that, I'll click here where the A ends. I'll press enter, it will become a link. And what I'll do is to highlight it, make it bold and italics, and it looks beautiful. Remember, this is what we are designing, and so I'm just left with the middle part. I'm going to type partners over here, then I'll copy this text. So let's go in here, and what I will do is that I will come here, I will hold the control key, hold shift key and press enter. When I do that, the cursor will move to the middle column, and that is exactly where I want the cursor to be. So I will type partners and press enter. Beautiful. Now I want to apply the formatting here to the partners. To do that is very easy. I'm going to use what is called the format painter. So I'll click anywhere in the middle here, and I'll pick my format painter. Now there are a lot of painters and paint brushes, but this format painter is a special one. I'll click on format painter. Now that I have it, it will come like this. Do I have it? Okay, I have it. So once you select the format painter, this is how it looks like. You have to see this brush and the cursor line, and what you have to do is to just highlight this with the format painter. Immediately I'm done highlighting, I will release it, and voila, it has applied the formatting to it. Isn't this beautiful? All right, now I'll come here and click, and what I will do is that I'll come here and copy the text here. I'll highlight all the text here, and I'll right click on any of them and select copy. Come here, click here, and I want to paste. Now to paste, watch something. We have to go to the paste, click on the arrow here, don't click on the icon, click on the arrow, and I'm going to select the last option under paste options, because I don't want it to be pasted with the styling. I just want the text alone. So I'll come here, and this says keep text only. I'll click on keep text only, and guess what? I have only the text. That's exactly what I want. So what I'll do is that I'll highlight everything, and I'm going to center myself. I'll come to alignment, center, and it looks centered. All right, remember, this is what we are designing, and the last thing to do is this box, and I think this is very simple. So to do that, I will scroll down a little bit, and I think I'm going to use a text box again. So I'll click on insert text box. I'll come down here and select what I see here. What does it say? Draw text box. That's what I'm going to select. Now that I have this text box, I'm going to draw it somewhere here like this and release it. Beautiful. Let me come here. To save me time, let me highlight the text in it, right click on any of them and copy, and I'll come here, click inside, go to the home tab, go to paste. I'll click on the arrow and I'll select keep text only. I don't want the formatting, I just want it to spit out the text, and I'll do my own formatting. I think I like my own formatting, so I'll do it myself. If I don't do it myself, it will come with its own styling. Sometimes the styling it will come with will not be okay for me, or the styling it will come with will be different from what I'm trying to do. All right, now I'm noticing here that the box here looks a little bit bluish, but mine is too whitish, so I have to make it bluish. To do that, let me adjust some little things here. Let me do some adjustments. I think when I check the original, I think fine. Now let me make it bluish. I'll just right click on any of the handles and I'll select format shape. So this panel will show. Under solid color, I'm going to click here and go through the colors here and see which one will be okay for me. Let me try this and see. This is what I'm getting. Let me check if it is the same. No, it's not the same. Let me come and do this. I'm going to select the cyan. All right, watch me. I'll select the cyan. All right, but I'll click on it again and go to more colors. Under more colors, watch what I'll do. This slider here, I'm going to push the slider up till it becomes very faint, something like this. I'll click OK, and I think I'm getting what I want. Beautiful. Now When I click outside, I can see that it has some outline. I don't need the outline. I'll click on it, and under shape options, I will select no line. Make sure I have no line. Good. So now the outline is gone. Now what I'll do is to format the text and make it look like this. I'll highlight contact us, come here, change the font to Arial Black, increase the font size, something like this, center it, then let me check. I can see space, then BCL Institute. So over here, I will hit enter once, highlight this, make this bold, underline, increase font size a little, change the font color to cyan, or change the font color to this color here, and I think it's better. Let me check. The only thing is that the rest of them should not have any paragraph spacing. I'm seeing some paragraph spacing. Let me click on the paragraph spacing options and remove the paragraph spacing. Then I think they are all in bold, and this should be brought down a little, and this info, let me highlight it and change the color to this color right here. After the cyan, the next color here is fine. Now I'll highlight everything here and center. I've centered. Now let me check what I have, and compare. I think that this whole work looks centered in the middle. The work should be in the middle, but mine looks like it has been pushed to the top. So I'll go to the shape format. Under the shape format, I can see align text. I'll click on it and select middle. Let's see if it will do that for me, and I think it's doing a great job. Let me compare again, and I think my contact us should be bold a little bit. Let me check. It looks very much like it. So this is a beautiful work we've done. Let me save this work, and then we'll convert it into PDF and compare it to the original and see if we have done it. So to save, I'll go to File and Save. I'll click on Browse, and I'll choose where I want to save it, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Brochure Front Design, because I've done one already, so I'll just call it 02 Design 02. All right, it is saved. Now I'm going to save it as PDF. So I'll go to File, I'll go to Save As, I'll click on Browse. The Save As dialog box appears. It takes me to where I saved the Word document, and all I will do is to focus on the type. So you can see Save As Type. This is where the secret is. You click on Save As Type, go through this list, and choose PDF, portable document format. Click on it, and you have PDF. So now you click on Save, and it will convert the whole work into P, D, and F. So now let me check what I've done. Let me go to that folder, and this is what we just saved in PDF. Let me open it, and surprise, it looks magnificent. Look at this work. It looks splendid. So we've been able to do this, and when you compare this to the original work, it looks the same. So With Microsoft Word, we have done this work, and I think this is even better because the alignments here are more accurate even than the original one. So this is the work. We've done it. It looks great. And last week we did the inside. So this is the inside of the brochure. Remember, it's a three-fold brochure, and so this will be the inner section in white background. The outer section will be in this cyan background. When you fold everything together, this is going to be the front cover, this is going to be the back cover, this will be folded inside, this will be folded on top, and the inner part will be this. And when you finish, it's going to be an amazing work done. So thank you for joining me in this class. I hope you've learned a lot. If you want to learn more, click on the subscribe button. Make sure you like this video as well and share with your friends. Stay tuned to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.